Welcome to part 24, module 2, computer networks. So what we were discussing so far is the collision free protocol. We started our discussion with the CSMA bar CD, then we move on to collision free protocol, and the first category bitmap protocol is what we seen in the previous video. So now we move on to the next category of collision free protocol. It's called the technique based on token passing. So we have a concept called a token, and that is a special message just like the frame, and that will be circulated in the given network, and whoever is getting token will get a chance to send their frame. So like that. So at any time only one person is supposed to get the token, right? So he will only send the data so that there is no collision. That is the idea. So the essence of this the software bitmap protocol, what we discussed in the previous video, is that it lets every station transmit a frame in turn in a predefined order. Some ordering is there, so that is what is being decided by the bitmap, right? Now another way to accomplish the same thing is to pass a small message called a token from one station to the next in the same predefined order. So here also as it is a reservation kind of protocol only, so some predefined order will be decided, and in that predefined order the token will be passed, and whoever is getting the token can send their frame. So token is nothing but a small special message. So the token represents the permission to send. So if I am having token, I have a permission given by all others in the network, and I can send my data. So if a station has a frame queued for transmission, when it receives a token, so even though I am getting a token, if I have data, then only I have to send my frame. Otherwise I can simply pass the token to my neighbor, the next one, right? So if the station has a frame that is being queued and the station is getting a token also, then it can send the frame before it passes the token to the next station. Now if there is no queued frame in that particular station, it simply passes the token to its successor. Yeah, so there are two variations for this token passing technique. The first one is token ring protocol, and another one is token bus protocol. So it is even again mentioned in your syllabus, but I am just touching up these two protocols only, maybe because mainly in local area network we are studying three standards like IEEE 802.3, this IEEE 802.4 protocol, and IEEE 802.5 protocol, and this is nothing but Ethernet, and this we will give our full attention. Okay, and this is something called a token bus protocol, and this is token ring protocol. So this token bus and token ring I will just touch up only, so as it is mentioned in the syllabus, and this we will see in detail, because whether it is GATE exam oriented or in general, so this is something that will be useful for you in the future. So this is two protocols. You just have to know that these two were there, but if still you have time, you can spend more time on this token ring. Anyway, in Tannenbaum also, they are also what they are mentioning in that textbook I am explaining here. Just a brief way, compared to these two, this we will be touching more detail in our subsequent lectures. Okay, so for the time being, so this is the one, IEEE 802.3 is the one which is using the CSMA bar CD collision detection scheme for the media access control, and these two were using the so-called token passing with the underlying topology as bus topology and ring topology. That's all. So for exam purpose, minimum information you will be getting from this presentation. That's all. A more detailed reading, if you are interested, you can refer to their RFCs and their technical documentations, and you will get more detail. Okay, or you can refer some other text even. Okay, that's all. Ethernet, anyway, we will see in much more detail. So that about it. In a token ring protocol, the topology, so what makes its ring? So the name says that it is following a ring topology. The network is used to define the order in which the stations can send their data. So a ring based topology, and the communication will start from a particular node and what is next to it in the ring, like that the ordering they will decide. So the stations are connected on to the next in a single ring. Why single ring is highlighted? We have a different again another data link layer protocol using a double ring, fiber distributed data interconnect, FTDI kind of thing. So that is why in token ring protocol purely we have a single ring only. So passing the token to the next station, and then simply consists of receiving the token in from one direction and transmitting it out in the other direction. Okay, simply receiving from one direction and passing to the other direction, and in between if it has some data it will be sending its data here also. The frames are also transmitted in the same direction as that of the token. So this way they will circulate around the ring and reach whichever station is the destination. So the destination is also part of the ring, right? So the token will be circulating in one direction, and whoever getting the token, he will send his frame also in the same direction of token, and the frame will circulate and it is supposed to reach the destination if it is there. So however, to stop the frame circulating indefinitely, sometimes due to some address mismatch or due to some other reason or a failure, you are trying to send to a destination and the destination is offline for the time being, so then chances were there the frame may circulate indefinitely. And same way the token can also circulate indefinitely. Even token management is a different issue, okay, and that need more attention. I am not touching it actually, okay, so that you can have a detailed reading if you are interested. The token itself may be lost, like that it may simply circulate forever. So that those things we have to handle, the token management we have to handle differently, but here we are worrying about the circulation of the actual frame itself indefinitely. So some station has to forcefully remove it from the ring, provided it is found to be circulating without reaching the destination. So the station may be either the one that originally sent the frame. So I sent my frame, and after some time I got the same frame which I sent back to me. What does it mean? On the way no one received it, right? So there will be some problem for the destination. So I can remove my frame. So that is the one choice we are having. After it has gone through a complete cycle, I am getting the frame back without properly delivering to the actual destination, and that time I can simply remove the token, remove the actual frame. So or the station that was intended as the recipient of the frames, so the actual destination itself will consume the frame and it can remove it from circulating, or the station who sent the data. So anyway, as it is a ring now, it will finally come back to me at least if I send the data. So that is the last point where the frame can be removed, or on the way somebody is receiving it, happily he will remove it from the medium. So that about it. So something like this you can visualize. So it's a logical, actually there is no physical ring. The ring is established in a logical way. A logical way in the sense everybody is knowing who is my successor and who is my predecessor. In that way they will have a communication and they will circulate the token as well as the frame. Yeah. So this is how this token is circulating, a small message, and say this station releases a token and now it is reaching here. So as soon as it is reaching here, if this station has some data, then that data will also be transmitted. So here the direction of transmission is assumed to be anti-clockwise. That you can take in any way, but that order should be maintained by both. Otherwise in between if you are changing the direction of movement, the overall control will be difficult for you. So that about the token ring network. If it's being asked in the exam, you can explain like this, and you can quote IEEE 802.5 as a practical implementation of token ring network. Now token bus protocol, the same thing only, but instead of a ring, we are assuming the underlying topology to be bus. So we do not need a physical ring to implement token bus, token passing. It's not compulsory to have a ring based topology. The channel connecting stations might instead connected by a single long bus even. So each station then uses a bus to send the token to the next station in the predefined order sequence, and finally when it reaches the last one, again there should be some way of taking the token to the first one. So a kind of ring will happen on the background, but anyway the underlying topology is just a bus. So even in bus topology you can apply the token passing scheme, so that whoever is having the token can send the data without any collision problem. So possession of the token allows a station to use the bus to send one frame as before. So same concept as token ring. Whoever is possessing the token can send the frame. So this protocol is known to be token bus. And now let's see some performance consideration and examples of this token passing based technique. So the performance of the token passing is similar to that of the bitmap protocol. We already seen in heavy load and in low load how its performance can be analyzed. Though the contention slot and frames of one cycle are now intermingled. In the previous case, first we have that contention slot we are sending, and based on that the frames are transmitted, but here both will happen together. So just like that bitmap, now we have the concept of the token, and token then frame, again token then frame. So in that way the things are just intermingled, but they are first level that bitmap communication, then the actual frame communication. It's like that it is happening. So both are almost same, but here we have that intermingling, there it is not. Now after sending a particular frame, each station must wait for all n stations to send the tokens to their neighbors, and the n-1 station to send the frame if they have a 1. So this is the problem. Once I send a frame, when I am going to get my next chance, right? I'll be getting my next chance. Before that, all other station, means each station must wait for my other n stations to send the token. So first I should get the token again. To get the token again, the token should circulate around that ring, and it should come back to me, right? So on the way, the token is not simply moving. On the way, everyone will be capturing the token and he will be sending the data. So I have to wait that entire duration, right? So to send the token to their neighbors and other n-1 stations to send the frame. It should circulate around all n stations. The token should circulate around, and also those other than me, the remaining n-1 station wish to send their frame, right? In worst case, everybody will be sending the frame. So I have to wait till that to send my frame. So a subtle difference is that since all positions in the cycle are equivalent, there is no bias like a high, low or high numbered station, nothing like that. Everybody is treated equally. Token ring have, but why it is mentioned specifically, because in bitmap protocol, if you want, you can prioritize a device, like who is getting the chance first, who is going to use slot 0, like that. If you want, you can have a kind of mapping, but here it is no such biasing is there in this protocol. So token ring have cropped up as a media access control protocol with some consistency. So if you are looking at the history, we have an early token ring based protocol called the token ring. That protocol itself called as token ring, and it's standardized as IEEE 802.5, like what I mentioned already. And during 1980s it was popular, and as an alternative to classic Ethernet. So classic Ethernet protocol, we will see how it is working. So it is also popular in 1980s, and as an alternative to this, the token ring protocol was used during that 1980s. Now later, in 1990s, and a much faster token ring compared to the token ring was came, and that was what we call as FDDI. The fiber distributed data interface was beaten out the beaten out by the switched Ethernet. So the thing is that the token ring was popular in 1980s as an alternative to classic Ethernet, which is having some limitations, of course. But this classic Ethernet move on to another variation, very more powerful, robust variation called the switched Ethernet. Okay, this classic Ethernet, switched Ethernet, everything we will see in our subsequent discussion. And the 10-year gap is there. 1980s this classical Ethernet was popular, 1990s switched Ethernet was popular. And not only popular, it even beaten this FDDI network. So this Ethernet is something that is dominating all the time, and it is a very successful implementation. That is why we are giving more attention to Ethernet. Then token ring, its story is in that 1980s as an alternative to classic Ethernet. Then this token ring, a better one came with the double ring. So as I already said, fiber distributed data interface. It's a double ring based protocol. Yeah, of course, robust than this pure token ring 802.5. But see, switched Ethernet actually beaten this so-called FDDI also. Now in 2000s, another 10-year gap, we have another token ring variation called RPR, the resilient packet ring. So token ring 802.5, then fiber distributed data interface, and the third variation of this token ring based protocol is RPR, resilient packet ring, and was defined as IEEE 802.17. But anyway, again we will not look in detail about this FTDI or resilient packet ring. We will give our attention more on classical Ethernet than switched Ethernet, like that. So this 802.17 to standardize a mix of metropolitan area network using the internet service provider. So that is where it is having a role, mainly for implementation of MAN. Now just this token bus based technique, we have the IEEE 802.4 implementation for as a token bus protocol. So that about some examples. The token ring based or token passing technique, particularly the ring based token passing technique, is used in 802.5, FDDI and RPR. So 3 variation, and definitely this switched Ethernet beaten this FDDI and all. And we will give more attention to Ethernet in our subsequent discussion. So this is the token bus based protocol 802.4. Okay, that's all. Thank you.